Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW, not AEW, but the NXT Predict Out NXT Ring Report. I meant to say. Coming up, TNA World Champion Trick Williams team up with Joe Henry and Mike Santana for their huge triple threat Slammiversary. The three team up against Dark State. Does Dark State have the advantage over the TNA mainstays? We'll talk about it coming up. Speaking of people coming in a promotional, we got the Evolve Women's Championship online as Cameron Papanova challenged Kyla Armstrong for the championship. Look at that. Well, it's this right here. The Heritage. Tony Stack versus Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo taking on Stack, Luciano Crasso in a triple threat match. We see that the family already been breaking up as well. And we kick off NXT with NXT Women's Champion Jacey Jane. She'll kick off with a highly successful title defense at Evolution as well. Plus, in the hot topics, we'll hear from what Bill Goldberg had to say about his match at Saturday Night Main Event. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started with the NXT Ring Report right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, we get to the NXT Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And what an NXT Ring Report it was. Kick things off with this. We kick it off. Well, Jacey Jane. Well, Jacey Jane didn't have to wait no longer as Carmen Petronova and her will meet at Slammiversary for Petron for Masha Slamovich's TNA Women's Championship, and Sora Ruka, the NXT North American and the WWE Speed Champions, was Zarya and Toe. Well, both women were having their comments tonight and got a hand and got a hand all right as it did. We saw right there that we saw well. So we see they're going to have a huge six-woman tag team match to close out the show. The main event. Jacey Jane, a fatal influence with Fallon Henry and the other girl, teaming up to take on Sora Ruka, Masha Slamovich, and Zarya in a huge six-woman tag team matchup. You're going to see a little bit later on in the show. So look forward to seeing that coming up. All right, we move on to this situation. We move on to this. We told you on the title right here on the thumbnail. Blake Monroe betrayed Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace looking for Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe was nowhere to be found as Jordan Grace got screwed for the NXT Women's Championship. Jordan Grace now had to go back and go behind the vine again. And here, Marcus Sandwich will be the next one and stuff. Jordan Grace looked like she's pissed off and teed off. But Blake Monroe made it clear that she don't want no part of Jordan Grace. That she didn't like Jordan Grace to begin with. I kind of knew from the start something behind that, and it was. So Jordan Grace is going to be coming to Houston to watch Blake Monroe's match and try to see if she can get her hands on Blake Monroe. But Jordan Grace did some damage tonight. She attacked Stevie, Robbie E, and a host of others the whole entire match. As you can see right here, we right here Jordan Grace meaning business, attacking everyone in sight. She wanted to get her hands on Blake Monroe. I think Jordan Grace is going to really feel the pain what she's going to do to Blake Monroe. Um, After what Blake Monroe did at Evolution, we can see that one more time. What Blake Monroe did. And Blake Monroe did do some dirty indeed to who that she kind of caused at Evolution and stuff. That's what she did. You can show that right quick. You saw Naomi. Congratulations, Naomi. But this is the focal point right here. Blake Monroe costing Jordan Grace the opportunity to become NXT Women's Champion. You kind of knew it wasn't gonna happen right then and there at the Jacey Jane too early defense. Nothing, but Jacey kind of did what she did, but Jacey had to retain that title. But Blake Monroe costing Jordan Grace a shot to be NXT Women's Champion. Jordan taking all her frustrations out, her angry frustrations out on Robbie, like what we call Blackstone and Steven. So we'll see how that's gonna go next week. Speaking of that, Ava, the general manager, told what's his name? I forgot his name, Jasper Troy, that he's gonna be in the match. Jasper Troy getting a lot of opportunity. And he making the most of it. I don't blame him on that. He's gonna be taking on Ricky Starks after what he had did to Ricky Starks. You remember, if you can recall, he took out Ricky Stanks, I'm gonna say, beat Ricky Stanks to a pulp and stuff. After he had pushed Ricky Saints, you can show right here what he did to Ricky Saints. He did it right here. And Ricky Saints was really coming off the heels of his match, and Jasper Troy decided to attack Ricky Saints from behind and did what he needed to do. But Jasper Troy is going to pay for that. Ricky Saints going to get his opportunity next week on NXT in Houston. We'll see if Ricky Saints can get his hands on Jasper Troy. We'll see that next week. Speaking of that, we'll get this last legend. Look like she's got a new foe into Miss Chayla Parker. Both women competed in the Evolution Battle Royal this past week. Lash was kind of close of winning the Battle Royal. She was the runner up in the Evolution Battle Royal. I don't know if she was going to earn herself a championship match against you know who. So you saw how that was going to go. We saw yeah, stuff. All right, we saw that. Sorry, folks. We had saw what we had saw as well in the Battle Royal. That no, we wouldn't talk about the Battle Royal. We was talking about the sorry folks. We kind of got off track. Yeah, we was on track about the Battle Royal. And we saw right there. You saw that last legend was going to be close, and she got confronted by Miss Parker, Jada Parker, if you would like to call her and stuff. On what went down, and Lash was one of the last two women to compete, but she didn't win after she had got eliminated right here. Last eliminated Nikki Bella, but Lash got stomped on her face with the devil's kiss. That move that Stephanie Vickier loves to do, and Stephanie Vickier was the one to win the match. Lash Legend didn't forget about that, and you saw right there. We saw earlier, but Lash looked like she's gonna start a feud with Jada Parker somewhere down the road. So we'll see how that's gonna go. A lot of them are feud starting as well. Even this right here, look like what's his name? Want to get out the group, but he can't get out the group. Ren Sinclair will be in action. She'll go against Blake Monroe. She was named as Blake Monroe's opponent. So we'll see that next week as well. So looking forward to seeing that. Look like what's his name? I'm unhappy about them. I'm unhappy about them trying to lock him in the group. He didn't want to really be in the group after what he saw, stuff like that. Speaking of that, Ethan Page, the North American champion, saying he's going to have a celebration next week, a victory celebration. He's going to be celebrating in Houston as well as the North American champion. So see how that's going to go out for Ethan Page. Who's going to come out there? Well, we saw that Stacks won his match tonight against what's his name? Tony D'Angelo won his match tonight against Stacks. It's Luke Official. A lot of moving elements on here in that part. And they did so tonight. What they did and how they did it, how it came to be. Well, we saw this. Over Femi retained his championship over Amar. But Josh Bridges look like he's about to turn heel some way down the road. And Josh Bridges kind of looking like something's gonna go down. I think Josh Bridges kind of playing that site. We don't know what Josh Bridges is going to be doing, but Josh Bridges want to be added. It's going to be a triple threat match next week for the NXT Championship. So we'll see how this is going to go. But we'll see how this is going to go next week. A triple threat match for the NXT Championship. So looking forward to seeing that as well. So we saw this. Masha Slamovich made her return and team up with Solo Roca and Zarya. So we saw that, and as we saw beforehand, you see right here, Masha Slamovich pinned Jacey Jane to get a 1-2-3, and Masha Slamovich could be gaining momentum against the NXT Women's Champion for Slammiversary. So we'll see if Masha Slamovich can continue that momentum. We'll see where it's gonna go. Also, too, honorable mention as well. The system. We saw the system come out there. Eddie Edwards. A lot of folks came on Fandango, and a lot of them came out there to help out take down Dark State. So we saw that huge 6-man tag team match, and was that what Trick Williams teamed up with Santana and Henry to take on Dark State. As you saw right there, you saw that the system may have a part against Dark State. Go against them is going to be like act of violence or something like that. Whatever they want to call it. Gang warfare, yeah. You could see that as well. So, this NXT was kind of flat tonight, so it really wasn't too much too soon. It was like they heading towards dead end for NXT's for TNA Slammiversary. Give us that push. All right, that is the NXT ring report. Let's move over to wrestling hot topics. Wrestling hot topics. We talk about this. The Mighty Bill Goldberg. Goldberg making his rounds, talking about his bout at Saturday Night Main Event. Goldberg was a part of the Saturday Night Main Event. As you see right, Goldberg did his farewell speech. Goldberg went against Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Goldberg and Gunther did do a classic. It just wasn't Goldberg's night. Goldberg lost to Gunther. But the Gunther applied the patented sleeper hold to Goldberg, making the former multi-time champion retire and pass out. Goldberg was on the Ariel Hawani show and gave his insights on the match and why he got cut right there as he did. Goldberg saying he didn't know. He felt like he had a lot to say. He didn't give him enough to say. Goldberg was kind of a little bit mad about that, but he's saying he don't know if by the network or the company WWE. He just don't know. But Goldberg saying that he's gonna leave with a champion. There was even more questions that if Goldberg's gonna have his son either one day don the boots, and Goldberg saying you never say never. So we'll never see. But Goldberg leaving the impression that he's gone. But speaking of that, Goldberg did crack Charles Robinson, speared him, but Charles Robinson okay, showing an X-ray of his injuries. He'll be out this week, but he'll be returning back next week. So Charles Robinson taking a little crack on that. As you saw last night, the tribal chief Roman Reigns Roman Reigns making his return, and Roman Reigns right there coming back to WWE on Raw. I guess Roman Reigns coming back, and now he got a new championship belt. And I guess this was supposed to be the belt that Roman Reigns was supposed to be wearing, the Tribal Chief Championship, which is crazy. Tribal Chief Championship. Right. Roman Reigns with the Tribal Chief title. I look dandy on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to do that and make it look perhaps better. But Roman Reigns returned to WWE. The plan is now that Seth Rollins was supposed to be going against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, but it's uncertain for how those plans is now. Now we know that Roman Reigns may take on Braun Breaker, or it may be a tag team match with Roman and Jay taking on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. We saw how Roman Reigns picked up Bronson Reed with ease and picked him up like he wasn't nothing with a Samoan drop. So we could see Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker 1-on-1 for at SummerSlam, or perhaps a tag team match. Who knows what we might get between Roman coming up for something, but we'll get more information and stuff if it comes our way. All right, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Masha Slamovich getting the win over Jacey Jane, two women's champions from different organizations, NXT and TNA. The TNA champion pinning the NXT champion. Could be history repeats itself at Slammiversary? Only time will tell. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report and the fallout from All In.